This Pioneer Field Agronomist Scott Eversgerd with a weekly agronomy update for April 16th. Wheat stripe rust has been found in southern Illinois, in the southernmost part of the state, so that is worth noting. Doesn't expect at this time for it to really blow up and become an epidemic, maybe like it was 2 years ago, but it is worth noting the disease has been found, and therefore we'll need to be diligent in scouting, especially susceptible varieties, making sure you get out there and take a look at those fields. For those of you that have made maybe a herbicide application this spring and put a fungicide with it, that will likely take care of it for the immediate future. For those that maybe have not sprayed like a Harmony or herbicide application yet, it'd definitely be worth scouting and seeing if a fungicide needs to be added to that mix. As far as wheat goes, as we did get a little bit of warm up into last week, we saw the wheat really start to grow, and the wheat is growing every day it gets sunshine. So continue to watch your labels on any products you are going to be applying to the wheat crop over the next few weeks. From a corn standpoint, a little bit of work got done last week. Definitely some anhydrous going on, a little bit of field work, a little bit of corn planted in some sandy ridges and places like that. But overall, it looks like the weekend kind of washed us out again and probably going to be out for a few days again. The moral of the story there is going to be patience. I know we're all thinking we're going to be fighting the calendar here pretty quick as we get back into the field. But at the end of the day, it still pays to be patient and not do any damage to the soil from a compaction standpoint or something like that by trying to run too early when the sun does come back out for a few days. As far as anhydrous, keep in mind, we always say you have to separate anhydrous from the seed by time and distance. So number one, if you can wait 3 days after a anhydrous application to plant, that's ideal. But number two, get it separated from the seed from a depth standpoint and get it out of that initial seeding zone, therefore keeping the seed from being damaged by the anhydrous ammonia. The last comment for this week will be around cover crops. As you think about terminating cover crops, cover crops do a lot of good things for us, from really holding the soil, from sequestering nutrients to a lot of the benefits we see. Just one thing to keep in mind, as we saw a few issues last year, is the planting process is still the most important thing we do for a crop all year. So don't let these cover crops inhibit the planting process or be a hindrance to planting a crop on time or the conditions in which you plant into. So develop that plan now on how you're going to terminate those cover crops, whether it's ryegrass or whatever you got growing out there. But make sure you're staying on top of those and don't let that become just a woolly mess that makes planting into it really impossible. As always, if you have any questions, please contact your local Pioneer rep. Thanks.